From the moment we wake, water is an invisible companion in our lives. It's the first sip from the tap, the warmth of a morning shower, the steam in our coffee, and the foundation of our daily hygiene. We turn a faucet, and it flows, effortlessly, reliably. But this seamless delivery, this fundamental necessity, isn't a miracle. It's a meticulously managed system, an intricate web of infrastructure, technology, and human effort. In America, delivering clean, safe drinking water to over 330 million people and managing the wastewater that follows is a monumental undertaking, a feat of engineering and public service that most of us rarely pause to consider. Yet, this essential service comes with a cost, and it needs a sustainable source of funding to operate, maintain, and expand. Who pays for it? How do the entities responsible for this colossal task generate the revenue needed to keep the taps flowing and the wastewater treated? This isn't just a question of finance, it's a question about public health, environmental protection, economic stability, and the very future of our communities. The answers are complex, varying across thousands of different systems, but at their core, they reveal a vital truth. Water, while a human right, is also a resource that requires immense investment to deliver. Today, we embark on a journey beneath the surface, exploring the economic backbone of America's water infrastructure. We'll uncover the diverse strategies employed by water utilities to generate revenue, from public ownership models serving entire municipalities to privately held corporations operating across multiple states. We'll delve into the mechanics of your water bill, deciphering the charges and fees that contribute to this essential service. Understanding how these utilities make revenue is crucial, not just for ratepayers, but for policymakers, environmentalists, and anyone who believes in the fundamental importance of clean water. It's about more than just numbers. It's about the true cost of convenience, safety, and sustainability.
In the United States, water and wastewater services are primarily delivered by one of two types of entities: public utilities or private, investor-owned utilities. The vast majority, roughly 85%, fall under public ownership, often managed by municipal departments, regional water authorities, or special districts. These public entities are generally non-profit operations. Their primary goal isn't to generate profit for shareholders, but to recover the costs associated with providing service and maintaining infrastructure. So, how do they fund themselves? The bedrock of public utility revenue is user fees, the monthly water and sewer bills paid by residents and businesses. These fees are designed to cover operational expenses like water treatment chemicals, energy costs for pumping, staff salaries, and routine maintenance. They also contribute significantly to capital improvement projects, such as replacing aging pipes, upgrading treatment plants, and expanding capacity. Beyond direct user fees, some public utilities may also receive revenue from property taxes, particularly if they are part of a broader municipal government or a special district with taxing authority. This tax revenue can help subsidize service or fund major infrastructure investments. Crucially, public utilities also access a variety of external funding sources. Federal and state grants, often tied to specific environmental or infrastructure programs, play a vital role in financing large-scale projects. They also rely heavily on issuing municipal bonds, a form of public debt, to fund long-term capital expenditures. These bonds are often attractive to investors because the interest earned is tax-exempt. The rates charged by public utilities are typically approved by elected officials or appointed commissions, ensuring a degree of public oversight and accountability. The challenge for these public entities is a delicate balance, setting rates high enough to cover rising costs and necessary investments while keeping them affordable for all residents, regardless of income. This balance is at the heart of their revenue generation strategy.
While public utilities dominate the landscape, a significant portion of the American population, about 15%, receives their water and wastewater services from private, investor-owned utilities. These companies, unlike their public counterparts, operate on a for-profit model. Their revenue streams, however, also heavily rely on user fees, much like public utilities. The key difference lies in their ultimate objective: to generate a return on investment for their shareholders. This profit motive introduces an additional layer of complexity to their financial structure. Private utilities are typically regulated by state public utility commissions, or PUCs, or similar bodies. These commissions review and approve proposed rate increases to ensure they are just and reasonable, balancing the utility's need to cover costs and earn a fair return with the public's need for affordable service. The approved rates are meticulously calculated to cover operating expenses, depreciation, taxes, and crucially, a reasonable profit margin. This profit is then distributed to shareholders as dividends or reinvested into the company. Both public and private utilities employ various rate structures to generate revenue and incentivize certain behaviors. One common approach is the tiered or inclining block rate structure, where the price per unit of water increases as consumption rises. This is designed to encourage conservation, especially in regions prone to drought. However, it can also lead to lower overall water sales, potentially impacting revenue if not carefully planned. Utilities also typically include a fixed service charge on bills, which covers the costs of meter reading, billing, and maintaining the basic infrastructure regardless of actual water usage. Volumetric charges, based on the actual amount of water consumed, make up the variable portion. Additionally, many utilities implement surcharges or special fees for specific purposes, such as funding lead pipe replacement programs or for connection fees for new developments. These complex rate structures are carefully designed to balance cost recovery, capital investment, conservation goals, and affordability, constantly evolving to meet the challenges of an aging infrastructure and a changing climate.
The revenue landscape for water utilities is constantly evolving, facing immense pressures from aging infrastructure, climate change, and the imperative for conservation. America's water systems are in desperate need of investment. Estimates suggest trillions of dollars are required over the next 2 decades. This massive capital need places a significant burden on revenue generation strategies. When utilities encourage conservation, as many must, they inevitably sell less water, which directly impacts their volumetric revenue. This creates a challenging paradox. How do you fund essential services when your primary product is being used less? To address this, utilities are exploring innovative approaches. Smart metering technologies allow for more accurate billing and leak detection, reducing non-revenue water loss. Water reuse projects, like treating wastewater to drinking water standards, can create new, drought-resilient water sources, potentially diversifying revenue streams and reducing reliance on vulnerable traditional sources. Public-private partnerships, or P3s, are also gaining traction, allowing private capital and expertise to help fund and manage infrastructure projects, sharing risks and rewards. Federal funding initiatives, while often insufficient, are critical for large-scale, transformative projects. Ultimately, the discussion around water utility revenue boils down to a fundamental question of value and responsibility. Water is a human right, but delivering it safely and reliably comes at a considerable cost. The revenue generated by utilities isn't simply profit, it's the lifeblood that maintains the pipes, pumps, and purification plants, protecting public health and supporting economic activity. Finding the sustainable balance between affordability for all citizens, the necessity of continuous infrastructure investment, and the critical need for water conservation will define the future of America's water systems. Our continued access to clean water depends on ensuring these essential utilities have the stable and sufficient revenue streams to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos.